Multiply fractions. To review multiply fractions, we're going to use numbers, I'm going to use 4 and 6 from the homework tonight on page 82. Okay, so number 4, we've got 2 3/8 times 16. First of all, we've got an improper fraction a mixed number right here, and we have to convert it to improper. So, we're going to multiply the bottom by the side, add it to the top. My denominator stays the same. That's how we play the game. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. Okay, now I've got this 16 right here. I need to make him improper too. Before we multiply, we've got to make them improper. In order to make a whole number improper, it goes over 1, because 1 can go into 16 times. It's equivalent. It is equal. Now what I have is my multiplying fractions. We can go to where we multiply 19 times 16 and 8 times 1, and I'll have to simplify that. But we talked about in class how to cross simplify. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at 19 over 1, and either I can look at it crossways like this, or I'll understand and I'm going to rewrite the problem up here so you can see the same problem, but some of you might want to visually see 19 over 1. It's going to be the same, it's going to be equivalent or the same, and 16, I'll rewrite 16 over 8. It's the same, it's going to equal the same thing, because here I have 19 times 16, 19 times 16, 8 times 1, or 1 times 8. So it's using the commutative property. That's why I'm able to do this. But I'm looking at this right here, this number right here, and I know that I can simplify that. I know that 8 can go into 16 8 times. So I'm going to say 8 divided by 8 is, that's my new one, is a 1. And 8 can go into 16 2 times. Now what I'm left with is 19 times 2, which is 38, and a 1 times 1, which is 1. That can be simplified into just 38. Okay, now let's look at, let's see, number 6 is 1 2/10 times 5. Okay, again, here we have a whole number and we have a mixed number, which is a whole number and a fraction. You cannot just multiply the fraction and then multiply the whole numbers. You will not get an accurate answer. We have to convert, multiply the bottom, and add it to the top. So 1 times 10 is 10, plus 2 is 12. My denominator stays the same, times, what are we going to do with this whole number right here? It has to be in fraction form. I have to have a denominator. There's only one denominator that I can have where it's going to equal 5. Okay, now we're going to ask ourselves, let me get my eraser, erase this top part up here. Okay, now we're going to ask ourselves, how are we going to do this? Can we simplify anything? Well, here we go. I've got a 12/10. I can simplify 12/10, and I can also simplify 5 and 10. So let's go ahead and cross simplify first. I see that my 5 can be divided into my 10 evenly. 5 divided by 5 is going to give me a 1. 5 can go into 10. That's going to give me a 2. Now I could easily just simplify and multiply my 12 times 1 and 2 times 1. But I'm going to show you that I can simplify my 12 and my 2. Okay? And that's 2 can go into 12. Divided. That's going to give me 1. I divide here, and that's going to give me a 6. Let me rewrite this so you can see what I'm thinking, okay? So what happened is I went from originally I had 12 over 10 times 5 over 1. After I simplified it, Then we had, whoops, a 12 over 2 equals 1 over 1. And then, oh, no, I'm sorry, times 1 over 1. And you could either simplify before you multiply, since these are both 1s right here. These are both 1s. I could just say that I've got 12 halves and simplify that to 6 over 1, which does give me 6. In other cases where I don't have 1 over 1, I'm going to want to simplify my 12 halves before I move on. It just gives me a simple answer and it makes it easy. That's why I want y'all to cross simplify, because I want this to get easier for you, and you're going to get harder problems throughout. So continue to multiply your fractions on page 82. There are other problems also on page 83 for word problems. Okay, good luck.